Hello, my name is Eric Hayward, and this is my Communications 3325 speech on making a presentation to other cultures. Buenos dias, konnichiwa, hello. What do these three words have in common? Well, essentially they all mean hello in different languages. Other than the fact that we can obviously see that the language is different in other cultures, what else do we need to consider if we want to keep everyone happy and have people actually want to listen to us if we are making a presentation to other cultures? Three of the basic items that we can do in order to improve our chances are having empathy for the other culture, realizing that the other culture's customs are different and accommodate them, and keeping our wording as clear as possible. So the first thing that we need to do is actually have empathy for the other culture. Well, all of the different, every culture has got slightly different values. One example of this would be in China. If you're doing a presentation there, the proposal needs to be not just logically correct, but it also needs to follow human nature. This is according to the article, the 2008 article, When in China, Advertise as the Chinese Think, published in American Academy of Advertising Conference Proceedings, written by Nan Zhu. So what other types of things do we need to watch out for? Well, body language can also be a problem. In 1993, President Bush made a presentation in Australia, and upon completing it, as he was leaving, he flashed the victory symbol, except that with the back of his hand towards the audience, it was interpreted as a rude gesture. If he would have simply known and shown the victory symbol facing forward instead of backwards, then it would have been accepted properly. This is according to the 2010 book, Managing the Global High Performance Team, written by Thomas Ziefel. So secondly, we need to keep in mind just the differences between the cultures themselves. So every culture has got different beliefs, and thus we need to keep these beliefs when we're doing a presentation to them. One example of this would be in Japan. When you're initially greeting a formal host, you're expected to bow to your host, not just go out and try to shake their hand. This is an old culture for them and goes back ages, but is still utilized today. So if we ignore these customs, then they may actually take offense to what we may say. This is also according to the 2008 article, When in China, Advertise as the Chinese Think, published in the American Academy of Advertising Conference Proceedings by Nan Zhu. So the third item is that we need to keep the language as clear as possible. So language is not universal, and meaning can actually be different from one place to another, even with the same language. If we just use English as an example and compare American English to England English, we can see that different words have got different meanings. One example would be bonnet in England means the hood of a car in the United States. So we just need to be aware of what these different words mean, and that they actually do mean different things. This is according to the 1995 article, intercultural communications is more than black and white, written in the commercial world. So basically, what do we need to keep in mind when we are actually doing our presentations? As I stated, we need to have empathy for the other cultures. We need to understand what that culture is, so that we're careful not to insult them, and we need to keep our wording as clear as possible. By doing these three basic things, then we have a good chance of not insulting the people that we are presenting the speech to, and thus that they will be more receptive to what we have to say. Otherwise, we're likely to insult them, and they may take offense to what we have to say. Thank you, and I hope you learned a little bit from my presentation.